Have you ever noticed that we never strengthen our adductors or our inner thigh muscles in yoga? So we do a lot of targeting of the adductors, but much more like from that stretchy side of things. Like we might stretch them in Baddha Konasana or stretch them into something like Prasarita Padottanasana, our wide-legged forward fold. But we never significantly target this area for strength. And therefore, as yoga practitioners, it could be super beneficial for us to actually strengthen this area of the body. So here are my 5 favorite ways that we can target the adductors for strength right within the context of a yoga practice. My first favorite way to target or strengthen the adductors right within a yoga practice is with this fallen triangle variation. So it looks like this. So usually fallen triangle, we're usually like in down dog split, and then we come forward and then we like come into fallen triangle. Now this is not really that strengthening for the adductors. However, if we did a variation where we hovered this leg, so I have this bent knee and I'm hovering it, now I'm strengthening actually both adductors on both legs, and I would be strengthening even more if I straighten this leg. So this is a really great way to work some isometric adductor strength. It's super potent. My second favorite way to target the adductors right within the context of a yoga practice is the warrior two to lateral lunge transition. So it looks something like this, warrior two. And then we shift over to the side, we lower down, we could stay pretty high, or we could lower quite low depending on like our strength and mobility. Then we lift up and we come back to warrior two. And to really make it strengthening, we'd want to repeat that transition over and over until we get to the point where we, are really working the muscles and potentially could hardly do any more repetitions. So that type of transition we could do right on the yoga mat, and it's very strengthening for the adductors. This is one of my favorite ways that we can strengthen our adductors right within a yoga context. We can do it with a yoga blanket because it slides right across the floor. So I take my yoga blanket and I scrunch it up, and then I come into a kneel on the blanket. And then from here, I let my legs reach out wide. So this is stretching the adductors, and then I work the adductors to pull my legs back in. So these are frog adductor slides, and they're a great way to load the adductors. I'm showing this upright variation, but you could also back off a bit by bringing your hands down, and you could slide out and pull in this way. And this would be a way to make it a little less challenging, but definitely still challenging right for these target muscles of interest. The Copenhagen side plank is another excellent adductor strengthener that would be so good for yogis to do. And many yoga studios do have chairs, so it does involve a chair. But I think it's possible to do in yoga settings where we do have a chair. You could also set something up where maybe you had a couple of blocks stacked for some elevation and do something similar with blocks if there weren't chairs there. But the adductor side plank, I'm showing kind of a progress variation. I'm pretty far back away from the chair, but we take one leg up on the chair and then we lift up, and you could just hold isometrically, or you could do like dynamic lifting and lowering. And you back off and make this less challenging by scooting closer to the chair. So we could certainly be somewhere like this with the knee bent, and then we have the knee up there and we lift up. This is also very strengthening for these inner thighs, especially the top one, but also the bottom one, because these inner thighs are holding the leg up as well. So that's the adductor side plank, really good for yogis. My final favorite way to target the adductors right within yoga is with eagle pose or Garudasana walks. So these look like this. We would start in our eagle pose, and then we would come up, take a step back, and then we would intertwine into eagle pose on the other side. And then we rise up, take a step back, and we intertwine, and then we can keep taking these successive steps back in our eagle pose. Now, very admittedly, this is not really that strengthening for the adductors. It's more just a nice coordination and a balance challenge that I like. But if you actually layered on some active inner thighs squeezing in, there's the potential for there to be like some strengthening. So this one's kind of iffy, but I just think it's a great kind of variation on eagle. It definitely involves the adductors, and so that's why I'm including it.